When you talk about classics, you think of Beethoven, Bach, Rembrandt and Titian.
Yes.
But what we're cooking is classics of the culinary world.
And we've got a few tricks to show you about the burger.
I'm going to show you how to make the perfect burger, but with one addition.
This bone marrow. It supercharges the flavour of that beef and makes that burger soft and juicy and tender and full of meaty, flavoury goodness.
This is chuck steak, and it's just at the point of nearly being frozen. Now, we mince it while it's nearly frozen because it keeps the texture more intact. You want to have a bit of bite with your burger.
Now, you'll see where the bone ends and the bone marrow starts. And what you do is you just put your spoon in there like that and run it down the length of the bone. And the bone marrow will come out nice and easily. You know, Dave, I don't know what you've found, but bone marrow is quite popular now, isn't it? I mean, we've been using it for quite a lot of years.
Yeah.
And it's such a great ingredient. And all I'm doing while Dave's mincing his steak, I'm just chopping the bone marrow really nice and fine.
I mean, there really is no comparison between a burger made with bought mince and making burgers like this.
And also making burgers from scratch, there's something lovely about it because you can get the kids involved in it and then building burgers. Oh, it's just great, man.
This will make about 4 half-pounders in old money, or in new money, 4 200 grammers.
Now you can see how fine I'm chopping this bone marrow. Mate, the bone marrow is ready when you are.
Well, here we go. No eggs, no rusk, no odd additives apart from bone marrow.
And it's funny, isn't it, you know, how you forget the classics, how you forget the taste of what it should taste like. So, clean hands, what we do is we make sure that
Should I start to season as you go?
Yes, please, Dave, that would be great.
Lots of black pepper in these burgers.
Defo. Look at the technique here, turning the meat in on itself so that bone marrow is evenly distributed throughout every single piece of meat. Gonna half it. And then quarter it.
These are massive. Do you think they're too big?
Nah.
No.
Right, so, very simple, the formation of burger. So, into a round, just like you're making a bun.
And because we've got the textures right, we don't need any eggs, any breadcrumbs or anything to pad it out. This will hold together perfectly well. That's a fine burger.
Number one.
I do get excited with stuff like this.
Now, let's put some heat in the griddle. Now, treat your burger like a fillet steak, okay? Your griddle needs to be hot.
Look at that.
Now, we're just going to put 2 on at a time.
Yeah.
You're looking at about 3 to 4 minutes per side.
You're just going to stand there and gaze lovingly at it, aren't you? Should I make the sauce?
Go on, please, go on.
Right, this is a brilliant burger sauce. And what we do is we get mayonnaise. 2 big spoons of tomato ketchup. Tablespoons will do. This is chipotle paste. Chipotle is a chilli, but it's got a real smoky flavour. And so a teaspoon of this in the sauce gives it a really good kind of chilli, smoky flavour. Garlic powder. A gherkin, diced fine. In fact, what we're doing, Si, this is our secret recipe.
I know.
We shouldn't be telling people
No,
this.
we shouldn't.
No. And all that's needed to finish this off is a squeeze of lemon juice. Squeeze! Now just stir all these wonderful ingredients together. Now, cheese again, it's a matter of choice. We're going classic because these are classic burgers. We're doing Gruyere. It's a good melter and it adds something to the burger. It's not just decoration. You could use mozzarella, but hell, you want to taste cheese and Gruyere.
Oh, it just works.
I know. Now, if you're making a cheeseburger, I would suggest that you add the cheese at this point so that it's got time to melt and ooze. You ready?
Yep.
Yep. And don't be shy. Toasty baps?
Absolutely.
We're using brioche buns. It's kind of newfangled, but this is something that's newfangled that I believe works beautifully. I'll pass this to the Toastmeister.
Take us on.
Onion rings, tomatoes. It's got to be done. I want these quite thick. I want onion ring. I don't want onion fragments. There you go. So first off, I would start with dressing and lettuce, and then the burger. Now, I defy anybody to say that that's possibly the best burger you have ever seen. Yes! Now, I'll probably go for a knife and fork, but it's burger. The texture is superb. The beefness is superb. The seasoning is superb. The Gruyere. This is the perfect burger. Pub food can be quite regional, like Lancashire hot pot, Lancashire. But for this one, we're going to introduce the nation to the Parmo.
Nice.
The Parmo is this kind of chip shop / pub, kind of guilty pleasure, which is the national dish of Middlesbrough. It is!
I know. It originates as chicken parmigiano. Look, we haven't had, chefed it up a bit.
Yeah, because quite frankly, a few of the Parmos that we've had there would kind of put you in hospital in 2 weeks. So I take some soft white breadcrumbs. This is just a loaf that's been through a processor. A big heap of grated Parmesan cheese.
Mate, they are butterflied, ready for your delectation.
Brilliant. Right, I've got a teaspoon of dried oregano on there. Could you chop us some fresh basil, Si?
I can't, mate. I've just cleaned my board down, so we're laughing. I'll do that now.
Right, so pane, clean hands. You take the chicken like so, just flour and roll in the egg. But I've seen this done with massive turkey breasts. Yes. You end up with a Parmo the size of a frisbee.
It's massive.
And then just put that in the crumbs and don't be shy. Because really, to my mind, the crumbs are kind of one of the best bits.
That, Mr. Myers, is a job well done, sir.
Now, in certain hostelries around the northeast, this would be deep fried. But as a nod to culture and health, we're going to bake ours. That's the last one.
Perfect.
Now we need to drizzle them with olive oil. Would you mind, sir? Clean your hands. And that needs to go into a preheated oven about 180 degrees Celsius for 12 to 15 minutes till it's just cooked through.
To make the sauce, heat the olive oil in a saucepan and add the onion. Sauté until very soft. You want it translucent and buttery. Then add the garlic. Cook for a further couple of minutes, then add the red wine. Allow to bubble fiercely until reduced by half. Add the oregano and tomatoes.
We'll want to cook this right down, so it's literally quite lumpy, because if we lay the chicken down on a runny sauce, it's going to make the chicken wet and horrible. So we're going to cook that probably for about 20 minutes. Right. Well, there we go. That's the chicken.
Lovely.
The sauce is doing well. When the sauce is done, we can start assembling the Parmo.
Look at the consistency of that. It's beautiful. Right.
Really, really rich.
Perfect. Time to build the Parmo. So I'm going to just put that in the bottom. Parmos go on the top, cover in mozzarella, and then we stick it in the oven.
Now, we're doing triple cooked chips, which seem to be all the rage in pubs these days. And this is our foolproof method. What we've done is, these are relatively chunky chips. These have been poached, like a gentle boil, for 20 minutes. So you need to handle these with care. Now we put these in the deep fat fryer now at 130 degrees for about 5 minutes. That's at 130.
Mozzarella.
That's good buffalo mozzarella, isn't it?
It is, look, and that's what you want. This is the sort of stuff that you want. Look at that in there. Nice, stringy, young, beautiful mozzarella. This goes in the oven 15 to 20 minutes.
Until it's golden and bubbly. Right, that's stage 2 complete, Si. So I'll let them rest and I'll turn the fryer up to 190. Don't leave your chip pan unattended. I'm just going to sit there and keep an eye on.
Right, mate. You have your 2-minute warning.
Right, you will have triple cooked chips in 3 minutes. So this is stage 3. This is the trip in triple.
Hello, you lovely Parmo. Oh, look at that. Get in the back of the net.
Fryer off.
Oh, listen to that.
It's like a set of maracas. Yes. It is a great one for a family tea time, isn't it?
Oh, it's fab, man.
Now, they are crispy. And that's the beauty of the triple cooked chips.
It's flippin' tasty.
It's fantastically tasty, isn't it?
Oh, perfect chips,
Yeah. The Parmo may be new to a lot of the country.
Yeah.
But it's worth discovering. It's worth a visit. It's a chip off the old block, this. There's nothing better than a burger. Oh, burger and chips. But you know, they're not really good for you.
In short, they're not.
But we're making a burger that is. It's kind of light, it's tasty, it's nutritious, but it's still a burger. And Kingy is making chips using 1 teaspoon of oil, just for that time when you want to look after yourself. So, first thing is, take a leek, or 2, and we're going to sweat these leeks down.
You know, the best spuds for chips are ones that have more potato than water.
The Maris Piper's good, Yukon Gold's good.
The King Eddies are good as well. And the Disney potato, that's nice.
Good chippers, that's what we used to say, didn't they? They're good chippers.
We're just making guilt-free chips. It's wonderful. We're going to toss them with some salt, pepper, smoked paprika, and 1 teaspoon of oil. And then we're going to pop them into the oven.
The burgers we're making are turkey burgers. You can get turkey mince everywhere, but the burgers, they've got leeks, courgettes, lemon zest. There's plenty of flavour and plenty of veggies. So, really, you can have burgers and have some of your 5 a day.
Perfect.
Oh, I'm feeling so virtuous today.
Now, the key to good chipping is to make sure that all the chips are relatively the same size, so they cook at the same time. Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. And just let those sweat gently.
So, teaspoon of oil, and this is just sunflower oil. So you just toss the chips in the oil.
Then sprinkle with paprika, salt, and black pepper.
I just need to spread them out pretty evenly. Then we're going to put them in a preheated oven at 220 degrees for about 20 minutes, turning them halfway through. Right, I'm popping these into the oven.
I think these are done. Look, a lovely colour. These need to be cooled down before we mix them into our burger. Now I've got a courgette, which I'm going to grate. Put the courgette in. And now I want the zest of a lemon. I'm looking forward to this, Si.
Yeah, so am I, mate, so am I.
Turkey mince, it's very lean. It's good for you. Pop that in. We can do this recipe. Minced chicken thighs are good. Now, this makes about 8 small burgers, but I'm going for quarter pounders. These are big biker burgers that make you smile.
Get in.
Very, very low in calories, low in fat, but very, very high in taste. When I was a kid, I was only allowed burgers once a week, and it used to be for tea time on Saturday when Doctor Who was on.
I was a bit of a soft squidgy one with Doctor Who because I didn't like the monsters.
I am a Dalek.
Oh, where's my burger?
Now, a burger should be a round shape. And the good thing is, you can have big ones because they're good for you. Ooh, that's quite hot. Now, I'm forming these burgers with wet hands because there's no binders, there's no filler in them. It just makes it much easier.
Well done, mate.
Well, that's worked out perfect, actually. Look at those. As I live and breathe, it's a burger. I love the way you've got the stripes. Beautiful. I have to say, Kingy, they're perfect. And they are holding together really well.
They are, actually. The mixture is sloppy.
Yeah.
But actually, as soon as it hits the heat, they just come together really nicely.
And if you do this for your kids, it's a brilliant way for getting vegetables into them if they're a bit kind of veg shy. You know, what's for tea? Burgers. Oh, yes.
Oh, let's toss the chips.
Ah.
Oh, lush. Oh, they're looking good, aren't they?
These aren't that far off, Si.
Great.
Put them in, 10 minutes.
Perfect, mate.
Homemade oven chips.
Oh.
Hey, you're flipping good at that, aren't you? Hey! Shall I get the chips out?
Go on, mate, go on.
What a great... Look at that. As I live and breathe, chips. But they're kind of spicy chips as well.
I love you, aren't they?
Why? Oh. Guilt-free feasting chips. Who'd have thought it? And burgers are quite personal. And I think we can be quite inventive with the trimmings for this. Brioche buns. I think avocado would be nice. Relish, tomato, onions.
Oh, no.
Not sure about cheese.
Now, have you noticed there is a huge upsurge in the appreciation of the avocado over sourdough toast and stuff?
I had avocado in a healthy chocolate mousse. That worked brilliantly.
I bet I can get that because texturally that would be amazing.
Avocado ice cream's quite nice. But avocado's great. It's good for you too. I'm just going to put some lemon juice on the avocado. Bit of flavour, but it also stops it going brown. Oh, I'm going to go for it with this one. I'm going to have everything on mine. I think I'll start off with a bed of relish. Has to be red onion in my eyes. Now, that looks like the fattest, juiciest, biggest one, so I'll have that one. Avocado. Ew. Tomato. Pinch of salt. We could put mayonnaise on, but you know, these are guilt-free burgers, so use a bit of creme fraiche. Pretend mayonnaise. And a little bit of Popeye stuff.
Nice.
It looks good, it feels good, and you know what? It's going to do you good. And you know what? They're very good-looking chips.
Yeah, really good.
You know what, Kingy?
What, mate?
Let's burger off and eat this.
Excellent.
You see, one of the greatest meals, I think, for treating yourself...
Yes.
...has to be steak and chips.
Without a shadow of a doubt, Dave.
But I don't think steak and chips is cosy.
I don't.
It's got jeopardy. The timing's important.
It is.
And you don't get gravy with your chips.
Everybody needs gravy with their chips.
So we've solved all that problem.
Oh, yes.
This is cosy steak and chips.
Oh, it could have been the duvet of meaty love that gives you a cuddle of an evening. It is this dish.
You know, braising steak, it's cheap. You cut it up, you put it in stews. but this will leave the steaks whole, so you feel as though you've got a steak. It will melt in the mouth, but the bonus is this gravy. That's wonderful.
Good, isn't it?
Trim any fat or bad bits from the beef and season on both sides with salt and lots of freshly ground black pepper.
Lovely. Fry the steaks 2 at a time over a medium heat for a couple of minutes on each side till they're nicely coloured and brown.
Meanwhile, I'm going to get on with the chips. I cut these and left them to soak about 6 hours ago. It releases the starch, you get a better chip. Now, I'm going to dry these off a bit because I put them in the fat like this, they're going to splutter. Now, I have been known to say I hate chunky chips.
Yes, you have, Dave.
But because we've got gravy, I think it's more than tolerable. Now, I'm going to do double-cooked chips. This means I cook them first at 130 degrees for 10 minutes, let them cool down. When I'm ready, take the heat up to 190. They'll be super crispy.
There we are, mate. There's your pan.
Thank you. Now, the onion wedges go in there. Would you like to keep them moving for me, Mr.
I
Kay?
absolutely would. My spatula has stood by in readiness for your loveliness.
Oh, we're very polite tonight.
I've turned over a new leaf. We're there, mucker.
Right. So I'm just going to grate a nice fat clove of garlic into the onions and just sweat this down for a moment or two. Now let's return the steaks to the pan.
Now, the steaks will have released some of their juices. So make sure you put that back in.
Oh, yeah. Now to this, we've got 500 ml of beef stock.
How lovely is that?
A tablespoon of tomato puree goes in. A bay leaf. And I've got some sprigs of thyme. I'm just going to strip off the leaves and bring this to a boil.
Then cover the casserole and transfer carefully to the oven. Cook for 1 1/4 to 1 1/2 hours or until the beef is very tender.
Well, that's it, 10 minutes. And as you see, they're cooked through, but they're not crispy, they're not golden. We'll let everything cool down. Then, in about an hour and a half, when we're ready, we're finished with the braising steaks. We'll fire this up to 190, and in 3 minutes, you'll have proper double-cooked chips.
I'm going to tidy up.
He must be feeling cosy if he's tidying up.
It's good, isn't it?
Well, I'm feeling very cosy.
So am I.
What would you think is the cosiest biscuit?
A chocolate digestive.
A Garibaldi. That can be quite cosy.
Can you remember when you used to get chocolate Garibaldis?
No, it didn't.
That
didn't
was
where I'm from.
lush. Oh.
Oh, spit spot, you've made a good job of that.
That's good, isn't it?
Aye.
I'm a bit tidy up, mate.
Oh, let's see the steak.
Oh, yeah.
I'll turn my chip pan up. 190. Oh.
Yes, indeedy. Right.
Are they tender?
Absolutely beautiful.
We want that gravy to be thick and super tasty. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a little paste with a drop of water, some mustard powder and some corn flour. Place the casserole over a medium heat and simmer for 2 to 3 minutes until the gravy reduces and becomes thickened and glossy, stirring regularly.
That, my friend, is your 3-minute warning.
Right, so should I get the chips on?
I think so.
Beautiful. Chips ahoy! Oh, that looks good.
Wasn't it just?
Can I taste the gravy?
Yeah, go on.
That, my friend, is crying for Yorkshire pudding.
We've got chips, man.
Chips and Yorkshire pudding. Listen to them. And off we go.
Yes.
I think 2 steaks each, don't you?
Ooh.
sea salt flakes. Maybe just a little garnish. See, that's tender. Look at that.
Need a knife.
No.
Such a great steak, braising steak, when it's cooked properly.
See you later. The bikers are on. You'll be all right, there's plenty. Why don't you come on over and have a French dip with us?
Why don't you?
It's not wrong. It's a beautiful hot sirloin beef sandwich. You make the gravy on the side in a pot, so as you eat your French bread sandwich, you dip it in gravy, and that's called a French dip. The most wonderful sirloin, wonderful gravy. So what's not to love? I'd come round to my house for that.
Well, you have come round to my house for that.
Yes,
We've been doing it for yonks.
Yours is a bit different, wasn't it?
It was. What we do is we take a whole sirloin and we do this rub. And basically, put this rub on it. You sear it off first with some beef dripping here. In a hot pan, fat side down first.
But the rub is essentially the same as you saw years ago. I've got pepper, English mustard, sea salt and thyme.
The reason that we're searing this off is just to keep all the juices and loveliness in. And also you get a lovely colour on your sirloin.
Another thing is, and we've said it time and time again, before you embark on any cooking with beef, always start with the meat at room temperature. It really does make a difference.
Right, I think we're there with the searing. I'm going to turn that off. Now, obviously, it's going to be hot. So, just sprinkle first on top, and then what you start to do is just rub it in like that. And what this does, it forms a really, really lovely crust. And that crust is so flippin' tasty. It's great.
So what I've done is I've got shallots, put them like this. So this is going to keep the meat just off the bottom of the dish, but also the onion is going to help the resting juices. It's all about the gravy, this dish. First, I'm going to deglaze the pan. It's what both our mums used to do, was put some water or stock in the bottom of the roasting dish. Yeah. It kind of just helped the gravy along a little bit.
Well, it also prevents the cooking juices for when they hit the hot roasting pan from burning.
Oh, look at that. Beautiful.
Sits on the top of Dave's trivet like that, with the onions.
The cooking time depends on how you like your beef. We're going for a rare to medium rare. So for a piece of beef like that, reckon to cook this in a hot oven, 220 degrees Celsius, for about 25 to 30 minutes. Then it's going to rest for about 20 minutes too. Right, we'll see you in half an hour, my friend. Which gives us time to make the gravy. And this is a really thick, unctuous mushroom gravy.
Start the gravy with a finely chopped shallot.
Some sliced button mushrooms and butter. I think there is a great tradition of dipping your bread in, isn't there?
We've done it for years. I mean, look, when you remember, like the Christmas dinners we used to have.
Oh, gosh.
Christmas morning, we'd get up, my mum would cook the turkey overnight. Don't ask me how she did it.
And Stella King's turkey was the moistest, most succulent turkey you've ever had.
Oh, the cooking juices used to be there. What did Mum used to do? She used to make some homemade bread. It'd be on the table in the morning. You'd come past, rip a big bit off, open the oven, lift the tin foil, dunk it in to the cooking juices from the turkey, bit of salt on it. Job's a good one. Off you went.
I can still remember one Christmas Day morning, and I'm sitting there nursing a hangover and a cup of coffee, and all of a sudden, kitchen door flew open, boxer shorts flew past yelling, "Turkey dippers!" And he was in the oven, and he come out covered in grease and turkey dripping. And Stella says he's been doing that since he was 3.
Right. We'll start with onions.
Yeah. And now we bung in the mushrooms.
And we cook that until the onions take on a little bit of colour. Put some garlic in.
And some thyme. Now, we want a big spoon of flour, because we want the gravy quite thick, because it's got to cling to your French stick.
And if you don't push a load of heat through it, it tastes floury.
Now we're going to bring that together with red wine. That'll do. And just cook that until the red wine has reduced by half. Now, we're still going to use the stock that comes out of our sirloin, but we're going to give it a bit of a help. So this is good beef stock. But this is the secret weapon, demi-glace. It's a twice reduced stock that's long been the secrets of restaurants. You can make your own. It's a stock that's boiled away until it's half its volume. And we want to cook that until this is reduced by about a third. Do you reckon the beef's done, Kingy?
I reckon it is. Just as important as the cooking time is the resting time. So this is going to rest for 25 minutes.
And whilst the beef's resting, it's still actually cooking. And it will go up another 10 degrees on the inside.
Yeah. Lightly cover it. Now, this is the thing, mate, isn't it? This is what we're after.
Another little slurp, do you reckon?
Yeah. Right, now let's just bring that up to temperature a bit.
And that just goes in there. I think that's another 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Give the beef another 10.
Perfect.
And we're laughing. Come on, let's have a look at this meat.
Oh, yeah. I'll just take that off. That's it. Oh, it's perfect.
It's perfect. Now that's thick and lustrous. What I'm going to do now is I'm chopping some tarragon.
Now that's a plate of meat.
And that is a French dip. Just a smear down there. Now, for a bit of lubrication. You dip it in the mushroom gravy. Oh, vive la France.
Now look at this. This is a beautiful, beautiful pork product, this.
Proper Pembrokeshire pork shoulder. And we're going to do a crowd-pleasing pie.
It's a pork and apple pie.
With cider. I'll get these onions on and start to sweat them down.
And I, David, I'm going to season this beautiful pork from Pembrokeshire. And don't be scared, give that a good loads of pepper. Lovely. Toss it in. And then what we're going to do is just going to fry it off in batches, just so it gets some colour on that beautiful, beautiful pork.
I'm going to do the pastry in a food processor. And to be honest, it's so simple. I've got my flour. And because it's a savoury pie, I'm going to put a teaspoon of salt in this. Cubes of butter, because it is a rich, short crust pastry, and an equal quantity of cubes of lard. Lard does really work in savoury pastry. It gives it like a fructile. It kind of breaks in flakes.
Yeah, it's
a really good texture. Right, I'm just going to whiz this till it goes into crumbs.
You know, when we talk about colour on the meat, that's what we mean. Just a little bit of caramelisation. Beautiful. That batch is nearly ready, so I'm just going to put it on top of those onions that are sweating down in the casserole dish.
Now, first off, I'm going to put one whole egg in and see how we get on. If it's still a little stiff, I'll add water teaspoon by teaspoon till I get a perfect ball of pastry. I do believe we have pastry. Now, I want to chill this right down. It's going to make it easier to handle, and roll out. So we put this in the fridge, well, for a couple of hours to rest, really.
So what we're going to do now, we're going to deglaze the pan to make sure that we get all that flavour off with half of the cider. And then while that cider's coming to a boil, we're going to take a pork stock cube. And all we're going to do is dissolve that into the cider, just taking every bit of flavour off there. We'll pour that into there. We add a bay leaf. We add 6 whole sage leaves.
Oh, they're whoppers.
And then we'll just stir that in and then add the rest of the cider. Put a lid on it, pop it in the oven, 160 degrees for an hour and a half to 2 hours. Okay, we've let it cool, and now what we need to do is separate the gravy from the solids.
I am going to make my pastry crust.
Go on, Dave, why don't you? So, what we do... This we reserve, because this is going to be our gravy.
So with 2/3 of the pastry, we roll out and make the bottom and the sides. Now, I'm going to go a bit thicker than normal for this because we want the pie to stand on its own 2 feet.
Oh, these are beautiful.
And I'm going to show you a little trick so you don't get a soggy bottom. And what you want to do is just paint the bottom of your pastry with an egg white. And when this dries, it'll create a bit of a seal and it's going to help your pie stand up.
Finely shred the remaining sage leaves. Then add the sage and apples to the pork. And then there's 2 tablespoons of flour, just normal plain flour. Just fold it over. Add the Pembrokeshire pork and apple mixture to the tin, spreading it evenly.
Now, the lid. Let's lay that on and make a seal. Now, all the years Si and I have been cooking together, we have a kind of a tradition. The tradition is that he crimps the pie.
I love a crimp. What I'm going to do, just with this finger and with your thumb and forefinger, you just crimp like that.
You see, look at that. It could be a machine.
Happy?
I'm over the moon. It's beautiful. Now, I'll try and do a few leaves. Bit of egg.
Oh, Mr. Myers.
Oh, it's a little bit of...
Fantastic.
Well, it's...
Well, it looks great, that.
It's going to be a crowd-pleasing pie, you know. It's like, I don't care what's in it. I'm having it. Bit of eggy wash. And this is going to be a proper crowd-pleasing pie. Now we'll just pop this into a preheated oven, 180 degrees Celsius, for between 50 and 60 minutes.
While the pie is cooking, make the gravy. Mix 2 tablespoons of corn flour with 2 tablespoons of the cooking liquor in a small bowl. Give it a whisk. Pour the rest into a saucepan and place over a medium heat. Bring to the boil, then stir in the corn flour mixture. Reduce the heat slightly and simmer for a couple of minutes to cook the flour out.
Well, we'll do it like this. That goes on there.
Yes.
Expect you'll be wanting a nice big slice of that.
Definitely.
Oh, see, look at that.
Oh, dear.
And it's full, it's packed. There's the apple, and that's what you want. Now, what every pie needs is a bit of that gravy. That was so worth keeping, wasn't it?
That's it. Oh, mate, it's brilliant.
Okay. Simple Simon was a pieman, right down to his roots. Said Simple Simon to the pie, come here, Hinny, let me fill me boots.